Welcome to the Predictable Revenue Podcast, where sales leaders teach you what's working for them so you can build it yourself. Feeling ready to kick your sales into high gear? We're here to help. Check out our sales coaching and consulting services at predictablerevenue.com. Welcome back to the Predictable Revenue Podcast. I'm your host, Colin Stewart, and today I'm joined by Muneeb Awan. He's the founder at Post Nitro, and this is another founder product market fit story. Muneeb, welcome to the show.
Hello, happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I'm really looking forward to learning a bit about your journey. Tell me about Post Nitro and where did the idea come from?
Okay, so Post Nitro didn't start off as a carousel post generation platform. We were first designing a Twitter automation platform because I was obsessed with growing my Twitter followers and stuff like that. And then Elon Musk happened. He added the all of the APIs were paid, so we didn't have that much money. We were working ourselves, a 9 to 5. So we had to switch. And our product, the Twitter automation platform, was almost 2 months into development. And we were almost ready to give it out as an MVP to test how it works.
Oh,
But then we
so
couldn't,
close.
so we stopped everything. And we were broken completely. Didn't know what to do. During that time, I was trying to promote it. We were trying to create a waitlist around the product and create awareness to see how the market reacts to it. So I was constantly designing infographics and carousels for it using Canva, and it was really annoying. And me and Sirat, we spent a lot of time after the Twitter thing happened. What is the next plan for Post Nitro? And since we had a really generic name and we could go into anything related to social platforms and posting, so we tested it out. And I actually constantly nagged about creating infographics with Sirat. It is really hard to align everything and design everything, and it was quite time consuming. So we just went into it. We saw different platforms, and we thought about how can we make this easier? How can we make creating infographics, carousel posts easier? And since carousel posts are long image posts, and you need to align everything and make it seamless across the social platform, and we thought this could be a good start. And we checked out our competitors. Not really, they weren't competitors back then, but we were just testing out different ideas, and we saw that there was a gap, and we could fill it in with our own solution. And then we just dove in. And I think we spent about 3 months developing it. And then we started creating awareness on Twitter and other platforms. And that's how we launched Post Nitro. It took us about 3 months to launch an MVP. It was really bare bone platform back then. And we just kept getting feedback and we kept developing it. And
amazing. So before you started, did you do any validation, any customer interviews before you started building? Or was this, hey, we're scratching our own itch so we know what's going on?
Actually, I did interview a few people. They were close friends. So I went around. They were developers like myself. I'm a developer. I have an experience of about 10 years now. And I have never worked on design aspect because as developers get the entire thing designed and we just need to code it. So I went to them and I thought, what's the issue that you guys face with designing a platform? And even I went to the social media marketers, different social media marketers, and I asked them, what problems do you face? And they said that this is too time consuming and we need to align everything. There are too many colors involved. So I pitched this idea to them. What if we could simplify creating infographics and carousel posts for you? And that's how we, in a way, validated it without actually building anything. And I asked them, what if I build you something like this? Would you be willing to give it a try? And when we launched the MVP, we gave it to them. They were our first users. And I asked them that, what do you feel? And obviously, since it was an MVP, they could find a lot of problems with the initial release. So they kept providing us with feedback and it helped us refine our platform further. So
and how many users did you have that you gave it away to for free?
Okay. So the private beta that we launched was given to 10 people, very close friends of ours, and a few who were, friends from Twitter, who were just followers on Twitter. And I would just message them, hey, would you want to try this out? And then we launched the public beta in August. And we kept it in public beta for 8 months because I personally didn't feel like the platform was ready to get monetized. So I was working a 9 to 5 throughout this time and financing the whole thing. And the entire platform, even the AI credits were free. So we just wanted users to provide us with their feedback so that we can improve ourselves. So even if you go right now into a roadmap, all of the entire tickets are given to us by the users. They request a feature and we build it as fast as we can and then we ship it. And that's how we started gaining momentum. And it actually spread as well because since the platform was free and we weren't charging anyone, so they were more happy to use it. And then everyone was talking about it, and that's how we grew. Especially in the Twitter built in public community, those guys helped us a lot because I relied mostly on them to provide us with their feedback because we were building in public. We kept sharing everything that we built, and we honestly got a lot of feedback from them, public bashing of our platform initially. And that's how we actually got better at this.
Cool. I got lots of questions. So tell me about the building in public piece. We just had Zach Barney on the show, and he also did this. I believe he was on LinkedIn instead of Twitter because us dirty sales folks tend to gravitate towards LinkedIn as opposed to Twitter. But I've heard arguments for and against building in public. I've heard people say it's great, you get the message out. On the flip side, I imagine for every one founder that building in public works, there's 10 founders where they're just posting into the void on Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. I don't know. I don't know all the social platforms, but I imagine it can feel like you're posting into the void.
That's actually really true. If you keep posting there, just posting there, you might get some engagement from different founders. Or if you ask questions, some founders might reply over there. But you need to build a reputation over there that you are building something, that you are a legit person who's actually building something and wants to share their findings, not just wins. If you go into the hashtag right now, build in public, or even in the community of the build in public, everyone is just sharing their wins. No one is right now sharing their losses or their learnings, basically. Everyone wants to share their MRR and stuff like that. So over time, you start to see a decline in this, in the engagement that you get. So in our case, we were really legit in this sense that we shared everything that was happening in our platform. So we got a lot of feedback, and the best thing that happened through this was that we got to engage with a lot of more seasoned founders. And when I tweet something, they would reply to that tweet because we had built a reputation and we had communicated earlier. So they would provide us with their feedback. So that helped us.
Yeah, because I imagine I remember hacking my followers in the early days using like tweet bots or things like that, where you do the follow unfollow thing. And I thought, okay, once I get to a certain follower count, I'll have all this engagement. And I probably have, I don't know, 5 or 10,000 followers, and I have zero engagement predominantly. And the reason is they're low quality followers and I don't engage on the platform. So how do I go from I don't engage at all to starting engaging? Like, what does it mean to show up and be part of that community?
Okay. When I started promoting Post Nitro, I had 23 followers. Okay. And right now I have about 560 or something like that. Not really that higher number or something like that. But those are the people that I got to engage with most. Right. So, and in the start, I would just reply to everything. Like any interesting thing that I would find, I would reply to it. And since I was subscribed to the pro version of Twitter, so I would create decks. So this is a secret hack that I had. So yeah, but it would help someone. So it's okay because we are talking about building in public. So it's okay. If you are subscribed to a pro Twitter account, okay, you can create different decks. So for the platform that you're building, search terms can be saved in each deck in a separate column, right? So create separate column for each search term and then see the people who are posting about that and then sort by latest and then reply to everything in a way that you would be engaging. Those people would eventually reply back, right? Because they would have asked some question or there would be anything related to your search term. So that's how actually I started growing my Twitter account and engaging with the right kind of people that would provide the feedback. for posting.
And so, just help me understand, because I haven't been a regular Twitter user in a long time. You said with X Pro, you get different
Mhm.
decks. Tell me about that.
Yes. Yes. Okay. If you go into the Twitter X Premium account, there is
Hmm.
X Pro, right? So
Hmm.
you can create different decks for each name. So I have three right now, three decks that I have created. One is for
Hmm.
marketing, in which I have the different search terms, okay? Like Instagram carousels or LinkedIn carousels. So every tweet that comes in for related to Instagram carousel or LinkedIn carousel, it's at the very top. So I see it
Yeah.
and I reply instantly to it, right?
Is this
It's
like a
me
list, like a
manually.
Twitter list, or is it just a Twitter
Yes,
list for a specific term?
it's a search term, search
Okay.
for that keyword. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the other one is for competitors. So I would see what the competitors are talking about, what the other people are talking about for competitors, and I would be aware of what they are building next or what they are talking
Hmm.
about. And then one is for personal use, like all the notification and stuff like that goes into that one. So if you are subscribed to Twitter or X, right? So, and you are paying for a complete suite of that. So you should utilize this service. And I think that this helped us a lot. And this might help someone. Yes.
Absolutely. What kind of volume did this bring to you? Because I imagine somebody is sitting there saying 560 followers doesn't sound like a lot, especially
Yes.
compared to Colin's 5,000. But I'd argue
Mhm.
I'm jealous of your 5,000, your 500, because you have 500 real people that you really engage with. And so,
Mhm.
what did that turn into in terms of volume of
It
signups of
was
customers?
awesome. In honesty, it was the best thing that happened for us because there are a lot of different marketing tools that you can use. Like you need to work on SEO and up your social media game. But
Hmm.
I just focused on Twitter. So Twitter was our primary go-to social platform. And because they were real people talking about real things. So I could be honest about myself and I could write anything that I wanted and I could be myself over there. So it helped me actually engage better and connect with better people through Twitter. Yes.
Cool. Okay. I love it. At what point, so you're building in public, you're sharing on Twitter, it's a free product at this stage. At what point did you
Mm.
turn on payments?
Okay. We launched our pricing in May. First May, we launched our pricing plans. Okay.
Uh, Okay.
And by that time, we had around, I think, 15,000 or 18,000 signups on our platform, and there were active users using the platform already. And
15,000 signups, all from Twitter.
yes, all from mostly from Twitter. Let's say mostly from Twitter. Yes. And in the middle of this, we also we started partnering with different social media management platforms because we couldn't grow and grow without them in a way because
Hmm.
we are creating the infographics, but how do the users distribute them? That was a problem, and I did not want it to our platform to go into distribution because that's
Hmm.
complete different level of headache. You might have heard of Content Studio, Buffer. They are the top tier of this domain, and there are so many like them. So I did not want us to go into distribution. So we started partnering with them. The first partner was actually Circle, and they too we met on Twitter. They posted about their recent LinkedIn posting feature. I think they had just built this and they posted about it and replied to them that we have this, we've built this, users can do this on our platform and then they can distribute through you. How can we make this work? The
Hmm.
founder of Circle Boom messaged me. Atakan, I think his name was Atakan. He messaged me on Twitter. He found our platform really useful and he thought, how can we integrate the two things together? And that's actually how we launched our SDK. And Circle Boom was the first one to integrate we were in beta back then. We hadn't
Hmm.
even launched properly. And they
That's
were,
cool.
impressed by the platform. So they wanted to integrate us. And that's actually called the domino effect. And we got about 40 platforms which are integrated with who have integrated Post Nitro into their platform.
Hell
Yes.
yeah, man. That's
Mhm.
amazing. And so it started with Circle Boom, and then everybody saw, oh, they did
Yes.
it. So now we have to.
Mm. We have Content Studio now. The big names that we have are top four that I mention everywhere is Circle Boom, Radar, Publer. and Content Studio.
Gotcha. No
Yes.
Hootsuite, man? Come on.
I messaged them and they were like, no, we cannot do this right now. You can build a tool that something like that. I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Fair enough.
So
yeah, it's I had to ask because I'm in Vancouver and they're from Vancouver. So
maybe you can help us
maybe
get on their platform as well.
I've only talked to Ryan once, so I don't think it's a very strong connection. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
So you turned on pricing in May.
Yes.
Of the 18,000, was it everybody is now paying, everybody now has to pay? Is it you just added a paid tier? What were the numbers or what happened?
Okay. We kept the free plan. Okay. But we minimized the functionality of it. And the paid plans had everything open. And I think in the start, we had 3 different tiers. One was a solopreneur plan, one was small agency team, and another one that I don't remember. We are learning from them, from the users, and the ones that weren't working out, the plans that weren't working out, we started flashing them out.
I hear you, my man. Muneeb, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing. If people want to learn a bit more about PostNitro, it's the best place for them, postnitro.ai. If you're looking to do better on social, create the carousels. That's the word I was looking for. Create carousels and for Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all that. I said as soon as I saw you reply to my initial message, I forwarded it to my marketing guy because I know we do a bunch on LinkedIn and I know he's checking it out. So thank you. Thanks, Muneeb. And thanks to everybody for listening. We'll catch y'all next week.